Yo, what's up guys? We are back at it, and today we are breaking down step by step how to ride a motorcycle for beginners. So it's summertime, you've got motorcycle fever, and you don't know how to ride. Guess what? Your savior is here. Let's break down step by step, starting with the basic controls and a walk around of the motorcycle, and then we'll dive into the deeper subjects of the clutch and the friction zone and braking, shifting. One step at a time. Let's start from the beginning. So here's our basic setup, all right? Number one thing we want to look for is our throttle, all right? This right one here is going to rotate. The left one is just to hold on to for dear life. So the throttle, easy, right? Twist towards you, farther you go, faster you're going. We've got the kill switch here, power on, power off, and the actual ignition. We've got our tachometer, we've got our speedometer. With the tach, red is where the rev limit is. Now, starting off, we don't actually need to look at the tachometer when we're shifting gears. Just feel it. We'll get into this later, but you don't have to really look at this at all. Just pretend initially that this isn't even there. On the left side of the handles here, the controls, we have high beams, low beams. We have turn signal left, turn signal right. You push in to cancel. Most motorcycles don't have self-canceling signals, so you have to press it in to cancel that. We've got the horn down here, and we've got the hazard light there. Now the right lever here, that's gonna engage the front brake. The left lever here is your clutch lever. Now on the right side of the bike, we have our footrest here, but right in front of it is the brake lever, and this controls the rear brake. 90% of braking is gonna be with the right lever and the front brake. And then if you need some more stopping power, say an aggressive brake, we're gonna use that rear gingerly. We don't wanna lock up the tires, so save that rear brake if you really need it. The clutch, all right, it's gonna be your new best friend. You have to get very familiar with it because it's gonna come in the clutch when you need the clutch. See what I did there? When you fully engage the clutch, that is when you can shift, and that's only when you can shift, okay? It has to be fully engaged, then you use your left toe to hit the shifter here. Now the clutch lever is right in front of the left footrest. This lever right here. Now with motorcycles, it's called a sequential gearbox. That means the gears are in a sequence. Unlike in a car where you have to row through the gears, this on a motorcycle is sequential. It's linear. This one has 6 gears. We're gonna engage the clutch completely. We're gonna click down, all the way down until it stops. That's first gear. We click it up halfway, that's neutral. We click it up again, it's gonna be second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Now you've probably seen this before, a motorcyclist at a red light, they've got no hands on the controls, they're just hanging out. That's because they're neutral, okay? And when the light turns green, you see them kick down. What they're doing is they're engaging the clutch, they're kicking down in the first, rolling on the throttle, and then they're off to the races. Now with the clutch, there's a sweet spot. It's called the friction zone. That's where the clutch plate is partially engaged, allowing power to transfer from the motor to the rear tire. Every motorcycle is different. On the Kawasaki Z900 RS Cafe, the friction zone, it's way out here, and you can feel it. The bike will start to drag you forwards when the friction zone is engaged. In other bikes, the friction zone is right at the beginning. Some it's in the middle, and on this bike, the friction zone is way out here. So you're gonna have to play with it and get familiar so you don't stall out or rev out. Now before even putting the key in the ignition, let's just toss a leg over the saddle and get familiar with the weight of the bike. Now you always wanna approach the bike from the side that's tilted with the kickstand, okay? So we're gonna hold on to the left handle, swoop our leg over the back, and then toss a leg over. You wanna get used to the feel of the weight, okay? Keep the kickstand down, and when you're comfortable, kick it up. You know, just feel the weight of the bike. It kind of bounces a little bit with the suspension. Ideally, for your first bike, you want to be pretty planted. You want your feet to be as flat as possible. Now, if you opt to get like a sport bike, whatever, as your first bike, you're going to be on your toes. So it's up to you, but make wise decisions. So let's actually start the bike. We'll get our key, we'll stick it in the ignition, we'll give it a click all the way to the right. And you want to first check to see what gear you're in, okay? Say you stopped the bike and you left it in first gear, that's where it's going to start. So if we were to start the throttle now, it would just jump into first. And if your clutch is not in, you're going to stall out. So we want to make sure we put the bike in neutral first. So same thing, we're going to engage the clutch fully, shift lever, up half a click, you heard that? Now we're in on neutral and we can start the bike. We'll make sure the kill switch is on to roll and not cut off. And we can simply engage the ignition button. Let's listen. So kick your leg over the saddle, get used to the weight again. Once you're comfortable with the weight, pick up that kickstand. Now, I don't even want you to touch the throttle at all the first time. I just want you to put it down into first and use the clutch. Feel the friction zone. It's going to pull you forwards. So look, I'm going to engage the clutch completely, hit down to first, and now I'm not even going to touch the throttle. I'll just keep my hand here for balance. I'm just going to ease off on the left hand ever so slightly, and it's going to pull me forward. When it starts to pull you, that's the friction zone. So let's see, watch. Now I'm not going to engage any throttle. Not yet, not yet. And you can see it's pulling me forward a little bit. And then just back up a little and try it again. I'm just going to ease off the clutch, and you see it's pulling me. So once you feel it start to pull, that's when you can actually engage your throttle. You do it too early, you're just going to rev like this. You do it too late, at the end of the clutch pull, and you're gonna stall out. I don't wanna stall out. The second you engage the clutch completely, all power is cut from the motorcycle. So don't panic about grabbing a brake. Just ease off the clutch, pull in the clutch. Same thing, one more time. Ease off the clutch, it's gonna roll you, you're gonna find the friction zone, pull in all the way, and it stops. Now the clutch is clutch when you're making slow speed turns. Once again, we don't need to apply any throttle input with the right throttle. We're just going to use the clutch. We're going to pull it in a little, pull it out a little, and that way the bike moves slowly but controlled in a tight turn like in a parking lot. So let me show you here. No throttle input, I'm just using clutch only. Okay, just clutch. You can put your feet up, use the clutch only, and that way we can make tight turns. Okay, all clutch. No throttle, we don't need it. So now that we're familiar with the clutch, let's practice engaging the friction zone with the clutch and then rolling on the throttle. So what we're gonna wanna do is fully engage the clutch, turn on the bike. We're gonna ease off the clutch. When we feel it pulling us, you just simply roll on the throttle ever so gently. Once you're working with the throttle, then you can slowly release the clutch. So let's do it. We're gonna ease off the clutch. It's pulling me, give it some throttle. Now you can release the clutch hand and you're just using the throttle and you can go for it. Now I want you to practice this a few times. Make sure it's safe though. But once again, we're gonna just ease off the clutch. It's gonna pull us. When it pulls us, you input a little bit of throttle. Once we're on the throttle, release that clutch. Ease off the clutch. And then we're only working with the throttle. Like so. So now that we're in first gear and we're cruising along, let's shift up to second gear. And it's going to be the same concept. We're only on the throttle right now, and then we're going to want to fully engage the clutch and then shift up all the way with our toe into second. We'll roll off the clutch while we roll on the throttle, and we rinse and repeat. Now we're cruising in second. We want to shift up to third. We fully engage the clutch. We get that toe under the shift lever. We hit it up into third. We ease off the clutch, we roll on the throttle. Ease off the clutch, roll on the throttle, always at the same time. Sequential gearbox, it's gonna be shift down to first, up half a click to neutral, up to second, up to third, up to fourth, up to fifth, and if you're lucky, up to sixth. Let's toss a leg over the saddle. We'll go for a little ride and I'll break it down POV style. Let's do it. We've got our key. We're gonna go right in the ignition here, click to the right. We want to check what gear we're in first of all. So we're neutral, okay? So we're going to fully engage the clutch with the left hand. Make sure our kill switch is on power. We're going to hit the ignition. And now left foot, while the clutch is fully engaged, left foot is going right down onto the shifter. Shift down to first. Now we can simply ease off the clutch. Feel that friction zone pulling us, and now apply the throttle. And now we're off. You don't even have to look at the tech. You can if you really want to, but you can just listen to the bike. You can listen to what it sounds like, when it sounds like the engine is struggling, or when you feel the power kind of depleting. Then we'll simply engage the clutch lever completely, shift up, point that toe on the left up, ease off the clutch, roll on the throttle. So let's do that more in practice here. I'm gonna ease off the clutch ever so gently until I feel the bike pull me. That's the friction zone. And it starts to pull. Now I can engage the right hand throttle a little bit. Once the throttle's on, I can let go of the clutch hand completely. So with first gear, I can feel the power starting to maximize, and you can hear it, you see? Now you pull in the clutch with the left, shift up with the left foot, ease off the clutch, roll on the throttle. Now you want to be faster than that. I was just doing it slowly for an example purpose. But the faster you switch those gears, the less power you're going to lose in between the gears, if that makes sense. There's a concept called counter steering, all right? And you can practice this on a bicycle too. It's if you push left, the bike goes left. If you push right, the bike goes right. It's not necessarily leaning your body weight like you see in MotoGP racers. Just push. Look, right hand, I'm going to push on the right side handlebars, I'm going to go right. Push on the left side handlebars, I go left. This is called counter steering. It's kind of counterproductive, you see? I'm pushing left, the bike goes left. I'm pushing right, the bike goes right. And if you want to shift down, it's the same concept. I'm going to fully engage the clutch, push down on the shift lever. Now I'm going to roll off the clutch and roll on the throttle. That's called matching the road speed. So it's a concept you want to work on as well. Easing off the clutch, rolling on the throttle at the same time, regardless if you're shifting up or shifting down. And just work at feeling the bike, the weight, the stability, getting used to the sounds of the bike. Just listen to the motor. If it sounds like it's struggling, then you shift up. If you feel like you're in too high of a gear, like traffic slowing down, and you're in fourth gear, then maybe shift down to third gear. Then you'll feel the power again. Say you're coming to a stop, like right here. If you're coming to a stop, you always want to make sure you fully engage the clutch, hit the right front brake lever, and make sure you shift all the way down to first gear. You don't want to be stopped at second, third, fourth, or fifth. You want to be stopped at first. So now you roll off the clutch, feel the friction zone pull you, input a little throttle. You're off to the races. When the power starts to feel, you hear the engine kind of maxed out. Now you pull in the clutch, shift up, roll off the clutch, roll on the throttle. Rinse and repeat. Nothing better in the world, all right? Honestly, the best feeling ever. When you time a perfect turn on like a mountain pass, you hit that apex and then you roll on the throttle. Oh my goodness, the best feeling in the world. You are gonna love motorcycle riding once you get the hang of these simple concepts. Look at this. It's Florida, it's like 100 degrees. I got my knees in the breeze. Oh my goodness, nothing better. And you'll get the hang of it once you get to know your bike. Every bike's a little different, but once you get to feel your bike, you get to become best friends with it. Then you two are inseparable. If you ever feel like a turn is too tight, just pull in the clutch, okay? If you don't have enough power engagement, then the bike's gonna stall out. If you're going too slow and there's not enough power, just pull in the clutch. So right now we're in second. I'll show you how to make a turn. We got the signal. I'm gonna fully engage the clutch, hit the brakes a little. The bike's still moving. I'm still in second. Now I'm rolling off the clutch, rolling on the throttle. You see that? And I'm turning off the turn signal. So I didn't go down to first. I kept it in second. As long as you engage the clutch, you're not going to stall out as long as you keep moving, even a little bit. Now during a sharp turn, you never want to slam on the brakes, all right? You always want to make sure you're going into a turn at the correct entry speed. You go in too fast, you're going to wind up having to slam on your brakes. And if you slam on your brakes, the bike actually straightens up. For example, if I'm taking a turn here and I try to hit the brakes, the bike actually stands up. You saw that? Watch again. I'm going to show you. We're going to take a right turn. During mid-turn, I'm going to hit the brakes, and then the bike stands up. That's exactly what you don't want to happen. So you always want to make sure you go into a corner with the correct entry speed. You want to be slower than faster. Ideally, you go in slow, you hit the apex of the turn, you roll on the throttle, and then you're out of it. It's not a car. We don't want to be blasting and slamming on the brakes. We don't want to lock out the tires even if you do have ABS. So practice going into the turn, correct entry speed, rolling on the throttle. It's not a car, it's a bike. You got two wheels, you have to respect them. I always recommend starting riding on a lower powered bike. I started on a Ninja 250, then moved to a 650, then a 950. You know, I just feel like it's a good idea to get the concept of shifting through the gears, feeling the friction zone, you know, getting familiar with the bike, and being able to use the entire bike's power. If you start on a rice rocket, you're only going to stay in second gear your whole life, all right? You want to make sure you get the fundamentals down and then you can upgrade. Honestly, it's summertime, you've been thinking about that bike, just get it, alright? Because riding, it's the most fun thing in the entire world. You honestly don't know about living until you toss your leg over the saddle and rip on that throttle. It's just a great, great feeling, and you owe it to yourself. Well guys, I hope this was helpful. Found it helpful, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll catch you later. Love you. Bye bye.